Let's get one thing straight, the housing market in 2025 is flipping, and it's flipping hard. Prices are dropping like stones, fear is spiking through the roof, the headlines are blaring about a crash, foreclosures, underwater mortgages, a housing apocalypse. The average person, the one who's been spoon-fed the lie that a house is their ticket to the good life, is losing their mind. They're panicking, selling off properties at a loss, swearing they'll never touch real estate again. They're terrified. And that's exactly why this moment, this so-called disaster, is your golden ticket. Most people don't get it. They see chaos and run. They see falling prices and think the sky's falling. But you're different. You're here because you want to win. And I'm telling you right now, this crash is your chance to buy. Not just to buy, but to dominate. Real estate isn't a liability, it's an asset. It's the kind of asset that can put cash in your pocket every month while the rest of the world is crying about their 401ks. The market's tanking, and that's not a problem, it's a sale. A fire sale. And you're the one smart enough to walk in and clean up. Let's talk cycles, because this isn't new. The housing market's been doing this dance forever. Booms lift prices to the moon, busts drag them back down. Look at 2008. Prices crashed, banks folded, and the middle class got crushed. Why? Because they didn't understand the rules. They thought their $500,000 McMansion was an asset. Wrong. It was a liability, a cash-eating monster with a fat mortgage, property taxes, and a leaky roof. When the crash hit, they were stuck. Couldn't sell, couldn't pay, couldn't win. They lost everything because they played the game wrong. Now, it's 2025, and we're back in the ring. Interest rates have been creeping up, inflation's been gnawing at the dollar, and the bubble that's been swelling since the last recovery, it's popped. Houses that sold for $1 million last year are down to $700,000, maybe $600,000. Condos that were hot investments are sitting empty, slashed to half their peak. Fixer-uppers, rentals, commercial spaces, everything's getting hammered. The herd's in a frenzy, dumping properties, scared they'll lose more. But here's the truth, their loss is your gain. Their fear is your paycheck. The rich don't get rich by following the crowd. They don't curl up in a ball when the market flips. They strike. They buy when everyone else is selling, when the streets are red with panic. I've said it for years, cash flow is king, and in 2025, with prices cratering, you've got a shot at real estate, real assets, that can pump money into your pocket every single month, not in some distant future, not when the market recovers, right now, in the middle of the mess. Rentals are where it's at. Always have been. Single-family homes, duplexes, fourplexes, apartment buildings, properties people need, crash or no crash. When the market tanks, buying dries up. People can't qualify for loans, they're stuck with underwater homes, or they're just too paralyzed to sign a mortgage, so they rent. Demand for rentals spikes while supply, those bargain basement properties hitting the market, floods in. Falling prices plus rising rents, that's a cash flow machine. That's the kind of equation that turns a crash into a gold mine. And here's the part that blows minds. You don't need a pile of your own cash to pull it off. The average person thinks real estate is about saving for years, begging a bank, and hoping for a miracle. That's the employee mindset, slaving for money. The rich don't slave, they leverage. They use other people's money, OPM. In 2025, with banks tightening their belts and sellers sweating bullets, you've got options. Motivated sellers are everywhere, people who overpaid, people who can't cover their payments, people who just want out. Negotiate hard, push for owner financing, low down payment deals, or creative terms. Banks might say no, but private lenders, hard money guys, even the sellers themselves, they'll bite if you play it right. Picture this. A triplex, listed at $450,000 in 2023, now it's 2025, and that triplex is down to $300,000. The owner's desperate, divorce, job loss, whatever, and they need it gone yesterday. You step in, talk them into seller financing with 10% down. That's $30,000 out of your pocket, maybe less if you hustle a partner or tap a line of credit. You've got 3 units pulling in $1,300 each, $3,900 a month. Your mortgage, taxes, and insurance run you $2,400. You're clearing $1,500 a month on one deal. Now scale it. Grab 3 of those, 5, that's $4,500, $7,500 a month in cash flow, all because you saw the crash for what it is, a discount rack for the bold. But let's dig deeper. This isn't just about one deal, it's about the game. The housing crash of 2025 isn't a fluke, it's a reset. The last decade pumped prices into the stratosphere. Speculators, flippers, and first-time buyers with cheap loans bid everything up. Now the bill's due. Over-leveraged homeowners are folding, investors who bought at the peak are bailing. The market's purging the weak hands, and that's where you come in. You're not here to flip for a quick buck, or pray for appreciation. You're here to build a machine, cash-flowing properties that pay you whether the market's up, down, or sideways. Take commercial real estate too. Strip malls, small office spaces, they're getting hit just as hard. Businesses are closing, landlords are scrambling, and prices are sliding. Same principle applies. Buy low, lock in tenants, generate cash. A little retail center that cost $800,000 in 2022 might be $500,000 now. You negotiate terms, get it with 20% down, and pull in $5,000 a month from leases. Expenses eat $3,000. You're still netting $2,000. That's another stream. Diversify your portfolio, residential, commercial, whatever's on sale, and you're not just surviving, you're thriving. The doubters will pipe up. What if tenants don't pay? What if values drop more? Let's tackle that head on. Tenants might skip rent. Sure, that's why you screen them like a hawk. Credit checks, references, deposits. You don't rent to deadbeats. Values might dip further. Fine, if the property's cash flowing, who gives a damn? You're not selling tomorrow, you're holding for the long game. Rents cover your costs and then some, and over time inflation pushes those rents up. The crash doesn't kill cash flow, it amplifies it. Risk is staying broke, punching a clock, betting your future on a stock market you don't control. Speaking of inflation, let's go there. The dollar's bleeding value, 2025's no exception. Cash in a savings account is a joke, losing 3%, 5%, 7% a year to inflation. Real estate fights back. Rents rise with prices. Property values, over decades, track upward. You're not just grabbing deals in this crash, you're locking in a hedge against a rotting currency. 5 years from now, when the cycle flips and the next boom kicks in, that 300,000 triplex might be worth 500,000 again. But even if it's not, you're still cashing checks while the herd's still renting their lives away. This takes mindset, not magic. My rich dad drilled it into me. Wealth isn't about what you earn, it's about what you keep and grow. The poor and middle class see a crash and think danger. The rich see discount. Back in the 90s, I bought rentals in Phoenix when the market was soft. People thought I was nuts. Those properties paid me for decades, still do. 2025's your Phoenix moment. Prices are down, fear is up, and the opportunity's staring you in the face. Most won't grab it. They'll freeze, complain, wait for stability. Stability's a myth. Chaos is where fortunes are forged. Let's talk leverage again because it's the rocket fuel. Say you've got 50,000 saved. Buy one house for cash, you're broke, and you've got one asset. Leverage it instead. Use that 50,000 as down payments on 3 properties at 15,000 each. Now you control 450,000 in real estate, pulling in triple the cash flow. If they appreciate 10% in 5 years, that's 45,000 in equity, not 5,000. That's how the rich think. Control more with less. Banks might be stingy in 2025, but sellers aren't. Find the ones who need out. Offer solutions, cash offers, quick closes, take their problem off their hands. They'll thank you while you bank, and don't sleep on the tax game. Real estate's a loophole factory. Depreciation, write-offs, 1031 exchanges. You can slash your tax bill while building wealth. The employee pays Uncle Sam first. The investor pays last, or not at all. Every rental you buy is a tax shield. Another reason this crash is your ticket. The middle class doesn't get this. They think taxes are fixed. The rich know they're negotiable. Learn the rules, use them, win. So what's your excuse? Fear, ignorance, time. Cut it out. Fear's a choice. Choose action instead. Ignorance, educate yourself. Read my books, hit up seminars, talk to landlords who've been there. Time, you've got the same 24 hours as everyone else. Use it. Start small if you must. A $50,000 condo, a duplex in a working class neighborhood, but start. Every deal teaches you something. Every dollar of cash flow buys you freedom. The crash isn't waiting, you shouldn't either. Look around. The herd's running scared in 2025. They're selling low, locking in losses, cursing the market. That's their failure, not yours. You're not here to follow, you're here to lead. Drive those streets, call those agents, crunch those numbers, find the deals, foreclosures, short sales, tired landlords ready to retire. Turn their desperation into your dynasty. One property becomes 3, 3 becomes 10, and suddenly you're not working for money, money's working for you. This crash isn't the end, it's the beginning. Prices are dropping, fear's rising, and the assets carrots are ripe. Use other people's money. Build cash flow. Turn chaos into your empire. I did it. Millions have done it. Now it's your turn. The 2025 housing crash isn't a curse. It's your golden ticket. Grab it, run with it, and don't look back.